Okay, I did my project on road racing. What organizations schedule road racing events? The SCCA stands for the Sports Car Club of America, and the NSCA stands for the National Auto Sports Association. They are the two most commonly known motorsports clubs that offer events nationwide. There are other regional and local clubs throughout the United States that offer road racing, time trials, and HPDEs. Where to road race? Here are some tracks that road racing takes place at. One of the closest to us is called VIR, Virginia International Raceway, and is located in Alton, Virginia. Okay, what are the different types of road racing? We have road racing events give drivers race per pep cars the opportunity to race against each other on the track. Usually there are classes that divide cars into groups of equal performance, which provides great competition in each class. Time trials are open to about any car that can drive on the street, while multiple cars run on the same track at the same time. There are usually no passing rules in the corners, and passing is limited to certain zones on the straights. Each lap of every car is timed, provided you either have or rent a transponder. This way you can still drive your car to the limits while having fun through the time lapse. You can also focus on beating your own time or beating the time of others. HPDE stands for High Performance Driving Event. This is similar to time trial events that are not timed unless done on your own. HPDEs are a great way to drive your car to the limits without worrying about lap times. Some people just want to drive fast without improving their times. How safe is road racing? All three of these events are very safe. However, the risk of injury or death is always exist when you sit behind the wheel of a car, whether on the track or in the street. All events have historically been safe events. In fact, many events, if you have an incident in the car, you will be suspended and defined an amount of time before being allowed back into the race again. Safety is always the number one concern at all these events. Race cars usually require to run an FIA-approved cage, harness, fire suppression system, and electrical system. Race car drivers are usually required to wear full fire retardant suits, gloves, shoes, and helmets. Time trialers are not required to run any sort of roll cage, bars, harness, or racing seat, but you must wear full-length, bottom-to-top clothing made out of 100% cotton, which will not melt to your skin in case of a fire. It is highly recommended that you run at least roll bars, harnesses, and seats to keep you safe as possible. HPDEs do not require much at all safety because they're just regular cars that are driven on the street, but your car must pass a tech inspection to make sure your brakes have plenty of stopping power and your wheel bearings are in top shape and your battery is well mounted. How much does it cost at the track? Each organization charges different amounts, which are largely based upon how much it costs to rent the track for a particular day. For example, Laguna Seca begins renting their tracks on weekdays at $10,000 a day, so obviously the fees will be higher to cover that cost. A typical weekend at a big class world track can run anywhere from $300 to $600 for just that day. Smaller tracks cost much less than a typical weekend at an expensive track because they're only about $200. You may be able to choose to run only one day, which cuts your entry fees in half. If you have to find a place to stay overnight if you run both days, some people sleep in their cars or sleep on the campgrounds, and some rent hotels, but mainly your budget will determine where you stay. Each track normally charges an interest fee on top of the event fee. This usually varies from about $5 to $10 per person on the weekend. Vehicle modifications. One of the best and least expensive ways to improve driving skills is with a driving game on a PlayStation or Xbox. Doing this gives you the ability to drive on a race course and to learn how the car needs to go around the track. You can also learn braking points and track lines by doing this. This kind of time at the track will cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Your car is a system made up of several subsystems. To make it to the top, you will need to upgrade at least one part of every subsystem. These systems are engine, transmission, suspension, brakes, and driver. Yes, the driver. Improving your driving skills will often drop lap times more than modifying your car. Some more vehicle modifications include suspension. A great set of coilovers will do wonders for you at the track. They will also allow you to corner faster and get a better feel of the road beneath the car. That allows you to brake later into a corner and accelerate better out the curves. A set of high-performance tires is also needed. Anyone can drive in a straight line, but it's the curves that the races are decided on. Next, you should mod your brakes. A typical 10 to 20 minute session on a road course will heat your brakes up more past than they would ever do on the street. This can lead to brake fade, which is a sensation when the brakes are not stopping efficiently, as they normally aren't, because they aren't stopping as efficiently and they're getting hot and your car will not slow down as fast. This can cause your brake fluid to heat up, which can boil, which can lead you into the wall or off the course. Once you are sure you can stop enough, you can start increasing the power of your engine. This includes intakes, headers, exhaust, things along that. On the track, a steeper final drive and limited slip differential, LSD, are often two of the best mods you can get hands down. Aerodynamics. Aerodynamics are an important part of racing. The best air dams are made of flat pieces of fiberglass or carbon fiber that mount so they block air from flowing beneath the car, and flat bottoms keep the air flowing without being disrupted. Racing rear spoilers and diffusers on the rear of the car will help you balance out the car through high-speed turns. Aerodynamics do not really take effect until the car is going faster than 65 miles an hour, though. Here are some typical race flags. Green is the start of a race. Yellow is proceed at a reduced rate of speed. Red, stop immediately and return to pit lane. Blue and yellow stripe, pull aside so the faster cars can get by. Black, return to pit lane immediately. Red and yellow stripes is surface caution. There's normally something on the track like oil, sand, rocks, or water or gas. White is the final lap, and checkered flag is the race is over. How are your laps timed? In the SCCA and NSA and other track clubs use the A&B timing system. It's used by a lot of other professional race series. There are two components required for this, the receiver and the transponder. Most track organizations provide the receiving and timing equipment that pick up the signals and record them as the lap times with the transponders at the starting and finish line. You may also rent these transponders for about $25. Transponders normally cost between $250 to $300 new, depending on where you buy them, or if you buy the wired or wireless versions. How to get better. You can use a data acquisition system to take readings of several parameters as you make your laps around the course. Then, back in the pits, you can view the data in graphical format to see where you are losing or gaining time. These systems are quite expensive and require lots of skills in order to squeeze the most out of them, but they are your tools for dropping the last few tenths of a second off your laps. This can lead to the difference between 5th place and 1st place. Following different track lines can also change your time around the track, and combined with timing yourself, you can shave times off your laps. And this is my works cited page, so the end.